And speaking of the youth, young athletes are at a higher risk of becoming addicts.
And that's why NFL Hall of Famer Jerome Bettis is taking the time to talk to young football players about drug abuse, specifically opioid addiction. Reporter James Edmonds has the story for us tonight.
When Jerome Bettis comes to town, crowds gather. His star certainly shines bright in his hometown of Detroit, which is precisely why he's here.
I was sitting just like you, listening to guys come up and talk.
The bus may be on a football field surrounded by teen players, but the discussion today is not about X's and O's. Instead, it's about drug abuse, specifically opioid addiction.
It's in the community, but it's in all of our communities. And I think that's the important part. You know, yes, it's a national issue, but it's also a local issue. And it's our issue. And if we don't deal with that issue, it's going to affect more and more of our children.
With sports come injuries. Athletes have the added pressure of returning to the field.
To me, we got to look at the future and tomorrow. And to just throw out narcotics and opiates just so you can play a game, I think is inappropriate.
Dr. Anthony Colucci is the medical director at Henry Ford Macomb. He is also the team doctor for the Detroit Red Wings. He says the use of opioids should only be prescribed for 48 hours post-surgery.
The doctors started this whole problem as they were given 60 tablets, a week's worth, 2 weeks worth, unlimited use. They get dependent on it without an education piece, and then this receptor needs it.
Back in 2013, University of Michigan's Philip Valise did a 3-year study of 743 male and 751 female adolescents in southeast Michigan. He found male adolescent athletes who participated in competitive sports had 2 times greater odds of being prescribed painkillers and had 4 times greater odds of medically misusing painkillers.
And I found that certain sports, more likely high contact sports, those athletes were more likely to misuse opioids. And also there's the culture around high contact sports as playing through pain. And you know, athletes are going to be more likely to fight through that, or they might want to mask it with some sort of drug so they can get back on the playing field as soon as possible.
By the time high school athletes become seniors, approximately 11% will have used a narcotic pain reliever such as OxyContin or Vicodin for non-medical purposes.
We can't say that simply because they're misusing them, they're going to become addicted. However, they're increasing the risk.
On the professional level, Dr. Colucci takes care not to prescribe his athletes narcotics if he can help it.
The goal is to get them back out onto the playing field or playing surface as soon as possible. You can't be snowing them with opiates and narcotics, but you may use the first day or two depending on their injury, but they don't want anything to do with it, at least the ones that I'm affiliated with, and we don't promote it, we don't push it.
As for Bettis, he says he's never dealt with an addiction to opioids personally. He was lucky to not sustain a serious injury in his football career, but he's seen other NFL players struggle.
But there were some horror stories about guys that abused the pain medication, and it didn't start big, it started small, and it started because of an injury, but then after that injury was healed, you still saw that those issues linger.
Eventually, prescriptions expire, but the addiction remains, and the jump to heroin is an easy one. According to a Sports Illustrated article from 2015 entitled "How Pain Medications Are Turning Young Athletes into Heroin Addicts," 80% of all users arrive at heroin after abusing opioid painkillers such as OxyContin, Percocet, and Vicodin. That is a scary stat, and once a person has become addicted to heroin, it's hard to bring them back, if at all.
I call it the pool of addiction. How do we get them out of that pool? I mean, they're swimming around, throw them a life preserver. We help with pain specialists, behavioral addictionologists, and it's pretty challenging.
It's an epidemic that starts small, oftentimes for an athlete with an injury on the field. So what's the answer? Dr. Colucci says education.
The biggest thing is We as clinicians have to be responsible with education and the prescribing practices, but also I think there's a point where the players have to take a responsibility, the parents have to take a responsibility. Don't just bury your head in the sand.
Enter big star athletes like the bus, who's driving the message home right to those who look up to him.